Welcome everybody. Happy, good, blessed Friday to all of you. We got Easter coming up. This is a huge holiday weekend, and you know your boy Nez has got a huge bombshell to drop for you today. And I know this comes as zero shock. It has to do with our girl, Cash Money G Willis. Yes, tap that thumbs up, y'all. Come on in. Come on in. It is so good to see you. We have a huge drop today from the pit bull himself, Mr. Steve Sadow. I call him the Michael Jordan of this case when it comes to attorney skills, qualifications, exemplary performance. There's pretty much nobody better than the pit bull Sadow. I had an amazing exchange with him on X today where he said, I'm going to be one of the very first exclusive interviews. So I have it. And he's a lawyer too. He's an attorney. So if he puts that in writing, you know what that means. Come on in, everybody. Happy blessed Friday. It's great to see you guys. Come on in. God bless everybody. Do I have some amazing, crazy bombshell news for you today? Really quickly, I'm going to get to the good stuff, I promise. I want to say this. The channel is growing phenomenally well. Tap that thumbs up as you're coming in, please. The channel is growing amazingly well. We're almost, guys, at 200,000 subscribers. By the way, if you want to join the chat, you want to join this the best community on planet Earth, Nez Nation, all you have to do is just click subscribe. That's all you have to do. This is the greatest community you're ever going to find. This is your one-stop shop for all the latest breaking news, top stories, current events that mainstream media won't share with you. The truth. We got to get our country back. I'm going to be doing a lot of live stream giveaways coming up very, very soon in the coming months. I'm going to be doing giveaways to our subscribers, but members, if you are a member of this channel, so I'm going to be doing Amazon gift card. I'm going to be doing cash prize giveaways. I want to give back to y'all because I appreciate y'all so much. But members are going to get special perks. Members of the channel are going to get special exclusive live streams where I'm not only giving away Amazon gift cards and a whole lot more, but cash prizes. I mean, major cash prizes. So I like to give back. I love our community. I think our community is one of the best. And so I'm going to come up with some amazing new exclusive content for members. Consider becoming a member. It only costs you I see a lot of members showing up. Good to see you, Bernie, Philly, Sammy spills the tea. It's great to see you. Georgina in the house. Holy macadamia nut. So good to see you. I've got some news for you today. So yeah, so consider becoming a member. It only costs you a cup of coffee and you get to support the truth because this is your one-stop shop. Nowhere else shows the stuff that we show. Now, yes, follow me on Rumble and X as well, at Professor Nez everywhere, even on Facebook too. So we went over the certificate of review. We went over the latest trial hearing where Judge McAfee heard arguments and he essentially said, he just adjourned. It was really interesting. If you were there on the that last live stream, give me a big yeah in the chat right now. If you were there in the last live stream where we went live, Dave, good to see you. Dave Heatherton, good to see you. Welcome. It's so awesome to see you guys. I love you guys. Happy blessed Friday. If you were there on the last live stream, give me a yeah in the chat. It was interesting. A lot of people were saying that, we had the two millennials or the Gen Z. We had Tight Suit, and then we had Paul Bunyan Jr. And then we also had DeSantis there, who mentioned, well, Mr. Sadow wants us to believe that political speech is protected under the First Amendment. And his response was, so what? He literally said, so what? That's Cash Money G's whole entire defense. And that's her whole prosecution, let's say, is so what? Which makes absolutely, how is that a legal argument? I see a lot of yes. Good to see you, Jan. Good to see you, Bernie. Mike Captain Shriver is in the house. Good to see you. Tammy, good to see you. Alan, Brian, great to see you. And then basically Judge McAfee heard arguments from the Paul Bunyan millennial crew, Gen Z crew, and then Steve Sadow. And some people thought maybe Sadow sitting in his chair wasn't quite as adept. I thought he was, to me, he's the Michael Jordan of attorneys. I truly believe he's the GOAT. If you think Sadow is the GOAT, give me a GOAT emoji in the chat right now in the comments. Today was a major bomb because McAfee literally just said, okay, we're done, and just adjourned. He didn't say he was going to give a decision on what he heard. He didn't say he was going to rule on anything that he heard. He just literally said it was the most abrupt ending to any hearing that I've seen. Dominique gives a goat. Eddie gives a goat. Yes, gray goatee. Pamela says goat. Deb Smith says goat. El Jefe in the house says goat. I love it. I love your Doberman picture. I got a Dobie. I love that. Love my Dobie Blue. Blue, I love you. Like he's watching right now. He's sleeping, of course, like all dogs do. He dropped. So the fact that McAfee just basically said, we're adjourned, and he didn't seem to give any information about where, how, why, what's he going to do? Is he going to make a ruling? Is he going to marinate over the evidence? What are you going to do, Pussycat McAfee? I call him Pussycat McAfee because he made the ultimate pussycat blunder by, oh my God, look who's in the house. My man, Levi Lasik. Good to see you, Levi. Levi, how are you, sir? It's awesome to see you living in Dallas. It's great to see you. And so there was no real conclusion or resolution to that hearing of the appeals. And so guess what McAfee does, or guess what the Pitbull Sadow does today. So the Pitbull Sadow drops a direct appeal. I have it right here. You can see it on the screen. We're going to go through this. He drops a direct appeal, otherwise known as an application for interlocutory appeal. Okay. With 8 other defendants. Okay. Mike Schaefer is included in there. Filed a joint application interlocutory appeal today. So basically, this is going directly to a file and an appeal directly to the Georgia State Appeals Appellate Court, the higher court, basically saying we don't agree that the fact that Pussycat McAfee said, well, one of you guys needs to be disqualified, that there was more than just an appearance or an odor. Remember the odor of mendacity? There was more than just an odor of mendacity. There is the actual impropriety. There's more than just an appearance. And so if you're wondering to yourself, well, Nez, what in the world does that mean? So basically, if you file an interlocutory, we're going to go through this entire thing, and then I'm going to tell you what's going to happen next. You have to stick around. And then I'm going to show you the Pitbull's actual statement that he actually posted. Check this out. You're going to love this. But let me just explain this. So an interlocutory appeal to the Georgia State of Appeals means the defendant or defendants are requesting a review that was made by the lower court before the trial has concluded. This step is taken when a decision on a key legal question by the trial court is believed to, listen to this, potentially have a substantial impact on the case's outcome. The Court of Appeals can then decide to hear the appeal, which could lead to the reversal. So it could reverse the entire case. Modification, they can modify it, maybe modify some of the charges, modify what the stipulations are, et cetera, or they might go with McAfee's decision, the lower court. So basically what this interlocutory appeal, which is filed by 8 defendants, including Donald Trump and his representation, the Pitbull Sadow, this basically allows for the correction of errors that could affect the fairness of the trial or the rights of the defendants involved before the case proceeds. So in Georgia Court of Appeals, cases are typically decided by a panel of 3 judges. So these judges, basically, they operate independently. And I've been hearing some rumors that only one of the judges needs to agree, or if there's one dissenting opinion. From what I gathered from my own research in the Georgia Court of Appeals, all judges need to be unanimous for any decision to go through. If there's a dissent within a panel, the case is decided by a majority vote of 7 of the 15 judges of the court. Okay, so that's what happened. So basically, in a nutshell, okay, just in a nutshell, This is what happened today. In a nutshell, basically, Sadow dropped the hammer. He dropped a major, gigantic, stick it up your butt, buttercup, Fanny Cash Money G. Willis hammer. He went directly above. I'm not going to wait around for your decision, Pussycat McAfee. It is our right to represent our client in the best of our ability according to the due process of law. And we're going straight to the appellate courts. We're going to file this interlocutory appeal directly to appealing to the appellate courts. And this is what this says. So this is what's going to happen. Check this out. This is what exactly the Sadow and company says right here. So we're going to go through this together. Stick around to the end. Super chats, super stickers. I'm going to give you major shout outs. Members, stick around to the end. I'm gonna switch the live stream to members only, and I'll be doing a live Q&A with members only. Consider becoming a member. Okay, let's do this. Holy macadamia nut. If you're having fun on Blessed Friday, give me a yeah in the comments right now, because I am having a blast, because I love seeing justice actually do the right thing once in a while. I mean, it's been kind of skewed for a long time, has it not? Give me a skewed in the comments right now if you think the same. So here are all the defendants. You saw Ashley Merchant's name. You saw Kocharoff. You saw Gillen, who's representing counsel for defendant Schaefer. You saw William Prescott Floyd. Oh, by the way, Floyd, okay, I talked to Floyd as well. So Harrison Floyd. Some of you guys might not know that he is one of the defendants who was the former director. I went over a great piece with him. He posted something really interesting on Twitter today too. So Harrison Floyd agreed that he will be on the show as well, and he made this amazing. On Twitter, aka X. Let me just kind of zoom in here. Harrison Floyd was the former director of the Blacks for Trump organization in Georgia. And he said, I believe we have evidence, this was 6 hours ago, today, I believe we have evidence that demonstrates a coordinated effort to cover up election fraud during the 2020 election in Georgia. I am prepared to turn over supporting documents and testify before Congress. America deserves the truth. That's Harrison Floyd. That is Harrison Floyd. So imagine, guys, us getting him on the show. I talked to him. He said he's willing to come on our show. We're going to get him on the show too to talk about what in the world does he mean by that? What does that mean? Holy macadamia nut. This is getting good. Things are starting to cook, y'all. Hang out. Okay. So this thing is 51 pages long, so I don't want to go through the entire thing, but I do want to cover some main points here, okay? And then I want to get your thoughts on this. So we have a huge table of contents. So here's I just want to go through. So Schaefer's in there, Trump is in there, obviously. Giuliani is in there, all 8 defendants, okay? Defendants were indicted. Here's the introduction. Defendants were indicted by Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis in August of 2022 for their alleged actions relating to the 2020 presidential election. At issue here is whether Fani Willis and her entire office should have been disqualified, from prosecuting this case based upon Willis's inflammatory out-of-court statements. Can you guys see that okay? Should I zoom in a little bit? See if I can. Yeah, I'll zoom in a little bit more. Willis's inflammatory out-of-court statements regarding defendants and their counsel and other misconduct. In response to this motion and her actual or apparent conflict of interest in the case. While the trial court factually found Willis's out-of-court statements were improper and defendants proved there was a definite apparent conflict of interest, the trial court erred as a matter of law by not requiring, look at the balls on my man Sadow. Somebody give me a capital balls in the comments. That's what this country needs. This country needs balls. We got weak, feeble leaders with no courage. Everybody's afraid to call DEI out, the worst infection that has ever infected our great nation. Everybody's afraid to call it what it is. We got to get rid of these immigrants who are doing nothing but destroying our country, get rid of these illegals. We need to get rid of DEI. Nobody has the balls. Look at the balls on Sadow. The trial court erred as a matter of law, not requiring dismissal and DA Willis's disqualification. This legal error requires the court's immediate review. Oh, I love this man. If you ever get in trouble, let me tell you something. If you ever get in trouble, you want Sadow on your side. You want a man like Sadow. You want an attorney, somebody who is, to me, symbolic of somebody who has honed his craft, who has mastered his craft. Great to see you, Melissa Fountain, in the house. Good to see you. Yes, Daisy, that's right. DEI didn't earn it. That is exactly right. Didn't earn it. And now you got Joyless Reed out there. Oh, God, Joyless Reed. If there was ever a pathetic example of a broadcaster, somebody who does not deserve to have a camera near her, let alone an iPhone camera. Holy macadamia nut. Joyless Reed out there saying, we know what DEI means. You just want to use everything has to do with race. Everything has to do with race. It has absolutely nothing to do with skin tone. You troglodyte, you poor excuse of a broadcaster. God knows why anybody put a microphone on you. God knows why anybody would put a camera in front of you. Why? Well, you're a DEI hire. That's why, Joyless Reed. Linda, welcome. I'm going to give you a shout out at the end. Plus, stick around, members. Live Q&A with members only. I'm going to switch the stream after we do this. Live Q&A with members. Stick around to the end. Welcome to the team, Linda. Okay, so all super chats, all super stickers, all new members, stick around to the end. So the fact that Sadow is saying directly that by error of law, basically calling out Pussycat McAfee, give me a kitty cat emoji in the comments for Pussycat McAfee, because he really should have disqualified her. He should have disbarred her. He should have pursued further legal action against Fani Cash Money G. Willis because she lied. She committed perjury. She committed a conflict of interest. She committed a money laundering fraud. She committed so many egregious violations of the law. Never mind her oath of office as a district attorney. Forget about appearance. She is the embodiment of impropriety. She's the embodiment of impropriety. An erroneous interlocutory trial court order that will cause substantial error at a trial is subject to immediate review by this court, as are orders that raise issues for which precedent is needed. The March 15th, 2024 order from the trial court declining to disqualify Fani Cash Money G. Willis invokes both criteria. First, this is so good. This is all Sadow, even though this is a kind of sort of group text, if you will, to put it in layman's terms. But even though this is sort of a group, collaborative effort, it's all Sadow. This is all Sadow because it's got the bull, the pit bull. Give me the pit bull in the comments right now. It's got the pit bull written all over it. First, the erroneous failure to disqualify a prosecutor is a structural error that would not just cause substantial error at trial, it would render each and every trial in this case a nullity. Given the complexity of this case, the fact that it likely will be conducted through multiple different trials, given the number of defendants and the projected length of each of these trials, estimated by the state to be at least 4 months each, but much likely longer, the time and resources that the courts, the parties, and the taxpayers of Fulton County are going to be forced to expend to go through this process even once is massive. Good point. It is neither prudent nor efficient to require the courts, the parties, or taxpayers to run the significant and avoidable risk of having to go through this painful, divisive, and expensive process more than once when an existing structural error can be remedied by this court now. Essentially, save the taxpayers their hard-earned money. Do right by the people. Get rid of this abomination of a district attorney. She has lied under oath. She has misappropriated taxpayer funds. She has gained a conflict of interest by hiring Nathan Wade using forfeiture funds, which you're not allowed to do, and benefiting from those forfeiture funds by going to Aruba, Jamaica. Ooh, I want to take you to incarceration, jail, and prison time. You can't do that, Fanny Cash Money G. But based on the veneer, based on the infectious pariah disease that is DEI, she is emboldened. She feels like she can do no wrong. Can you imagine what kind of message this sends? Okay, let me look at you guys real fast because this is so important. What kind of message does this send to all of the district attorneys, all law legislators, all lawyers, all officers of the court in every level, not just attorney, not just judge, not just the clerk, on every single level, administrators and the like? What kind of message does that send? This woman was proven to lie under oath. She committed perjury. She went to church and gave a speech defaming the impartiality and fairness that we all deserve as citizens of America by slandering a potential, a jury of his peers, Donald Trump's peers. She was caught lying. She hired Nathan Wade when he wasn't qualified, misappropriated funds. I mean, the egregiousness in lies, the Cellhawk data that proves that she lied that when the relationship started, all of the data analysis, all of the text messages, which we still have not gotten, which I'm assuming if the Georgia State of Appeals accepts the fact that they should review and hear this and they take it away from McAfee, I would assume, and I don't forget Cowsert, remember Senator Cowsert? There's still that whole thing going on too, and Bill Kemp's law too. Bill Kemp's law, which gives oversight, which he just passed, which essentially says, F you, Fanny G. You're not getting away with this one way or another. You're not getting away with this. But the message that Pussycat McAfee sends to every single officer of the court is you can lie, you can cheat, you can commit fraud, you can lie under oath, you can defame and defile your district attorney office, your constituents, the people you represent, the entire county of Fulton County, the entire state of Georgia, the United States of America. You can do pretty much whatever you want and get away with it. Why? Because of DEI. 100% because of DEI. Nobody has the balls to say it. Because I will tell you right now, I am the least, I care not even less than a particle within a particle within a molecule within a molecule. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what race you are. I don't care what background you are. If you prove to me that you're a good person and you're not a liar, you have integrity, you have ethics, you have values, you have principles, and you love the country that's given you all these amazing opportunities, AKA the United States of America, I love you. I respect you. You're somebody I can engage with. But if you're a liar, a cheat, a steal, and you claim things that you don't represent, remember, this country is founded on one of the biggest lies in the history of our country, taxation without representation. Okay? This is representation without faith and loyalty to the office. This is pseudo-representation. You're not representing the people, Cash Money G. Willis. You're representing yourself. You only care about yourself. So Sadow is proving to the world, he's finally saying it, Pussycat McAfee is exactly that. He's a pussycat. My favorite president of all time is Theodore Roosevelt. I love Abraham Lincoln. I love Thomas Jefferson. I love, there's a lot of presidents out there that I respect and appreciate. Nobody to me is better than Theodore Roosevelt. That was a man who had real balls. We need a Theodore Roosevelt in the office today. And the closest thing that I can think of out of the choices we have, hello, it's the former president, in my view. Call me crazy, but that's what I think. I just think there's no other choice. This is the most consequential year of our republic. There's no other choice than right now. This is so important. You want to vote for Tombstone Biden? Are you out of your mind? We're done. We're history. We're toast if that happens. Okay, this is so good. Are we having fun? If you're having fun, give me a capital yeah in the chat. I love y'all. Second, so this is the second point that Sadow makes. Let me get some wata. I love y'all. So good to see you. Excuse me, I just needed some wata. The need to establish precedent in this case regarding the disqualification standard. I see a lot of yeahs. I love y'all in this nation. Regarding the disqualification standard for forensic misconduct is manifest. Remember, forensic misconduct essentially equals what she did in that church, which was outside of the courtroom, acted unfaithfully to her oath of office, acted completely deviant from one of the pillars of the law, which is everybody deserves a fair and impartial trial. She completely deviated from that. The trial court candidly acknowledged the lack of appellate guidance on this important disqualification issue significantly impacted his ruling. Remember, McAfee said he didn't find forensic misconduct to be viable. In the forensic this is like basically saying an FU to McAfee too. Never mind Cash Money G. Willis. In the forensic misconduct context, he noted there was no appellate guidance outside of William v. State on how to apply the forensic misconduct standard, that his decision was unmoored from precedent and that he felt confined to the boundaries of Williams. Wow, I didn't even see this part. This is really interesting. I love this. This is Sadow saying McAfee has no clue. And by the way, you know, McAfee is young, right? McAfee's 34 years old. I mean, to me, 34 is a baby, right? I'd give anything to be 34 again. He's a rookie judge. He's got 2 babies at home. He's got an election coming up. I do give him credit for leaving at least a little bit of language in there that opens the doors. I've said this many times. It's opened the doors to a lot of these avenues of approach for the defense, which is appealing. I just think he should have done the right thing, which was he should have at the very least, disqualified both of them. If you didn't disbar her, which he had every right to do, or consider even going further with criminal charges, at the very least, you should have at least disqualified both of them, not given the whole either or. Confined to the boundaries of will, the application of the facts found here, limited holding, with additional and appropriate guidance from this court, Judge McAfee's ruling would come out differently. You're damn right. Third, the trial court expressly found Willis's challenged actions, including hiring her paramour, Special Assistant District Wade, Saga, Nathan Wade as lead prosecutor. I call him Nathan Philandering Wade. That guy gets around more than Elizabeth Taylor. As lead prosecutor in this matter and accepting gifts and I love you, Elizabeth Taylor. Not that I'm not trying to defame you. Actually, it's probably terrible to even compare. Nathan Wade's way worse. As lead prosecutor in this matter and accepting gifts and trips, Aruba, Jamaica, Bahama, from him that were funded through his compensation as lead prosecutor. Can you believe these thugs, these criminals? They thought they were going to get away with it. Can you believe they thought they were going to get away with this? Created an appearance of impropriety. In this case, that cast a pall over these entire proceedings. Yep. the trial court was bound by existing case law to not only require Wade's disqualification, which occurred, but also to require, look at the bold there, but also to require the disqualification of D.A. Willis and her entire office. The trial court's failure to do so is plain legal error requiring reversal. Finally, this is so good. God, I love you, Sadow. Sadow, if you're listening and watching, God bless you, sir. Godspeed. Everybody say Godspeed Sadow right now in the comments. We need to support this man because he's doing the right thing. Finally, the public's faith. Somebody just left a comment, literally on cue. This is on cue. If you feel this way like I do, give me a thumbs up emoji in the comments. Finally, the public's faith in the integrity of the judicial system, especially the criminal justice system, is critical to its functioning. You can say that again. I mean, that is what's been happening with mainstream media, how Trump pretty much exposed fake news for being exactly what they are, especially organizations like CNN, especially organizations like MSNBC. MSNBC just fired Ronna McDaniel after they hired her, literally an hour after they hired her. Why? Because the whiny, complaining, immature, petulant children, aka Maddow and Joyless Reed, and the like, they all complained and started crying. No, you can't hire her. No, we won't have that. Because they care about America, of course. They care about America. They don't want any opinions, any points of view. They don't want anybody differing from their own wasteful, abysmal ways of looking at this country, which basically, I truly believe this. I'll say this for the record. I think CNN hates America. I think MSNBC hates America. I don't know if I'll go out on the limb and accuse the others, but pretty much all of mainstream media is, to me, state media. I think channels like myself, independent organizations like myself, are, I think, the only ones that are doing justice to America. I really believe that in my heart, because we are sharing the truth. We're sharing the things that matter. We're sharing the things that goes against the narrative. I'm happy to bring on people. I'm happy to allow people in the chat, in the comments, in our Nez Nation membership who completely differ. I don't even want the majority of people to just say yes all the time. I encourage that because I think that's what makes America great. I put a post on X today talking about how old school America, when I was living in Southern Indiana back in the 80s, you could disagree with your neighbor. You could disagree about what Carter was doing. You could disagree about what Reagan was doing, but you always respected each other, and you still invited your neighbor over to a hot plate for dinner that evening or over the weekend. There was no animus. There was no, there wasn't this sense that, well, if you don't believe what I believe, screw you. Now, this tribalism is, especially, and guess who's perpetuating it? It's Tombstone Biden. How many times have you heard Tombstone Biden? Give me a capital me in the comments. How many times have you heard Tombstone Biden say, MAGA extremists want you to get rid of abortion? Not on my watch. And then he falls back asleep. How many times? Give me a capital me. Mr. President, when you say things like that, you're alienating 51% of the country. Your job is to bridge the divide. And you're literally alienating half the MAGA extremists want our country to look this way. Not on my watch. That's not bringing the country together. I thought you were everybody's president. Aren't you the president of all Americans, or only the president of Americans who say yes to you and agree with your abysmal policies? That's not how it was in my day. If you can relate to that, give me a capital me in the comments. So this is a really big statement here by Sadow. Finally, the public's faith in the integrity of the judicial system especially the criminal justice system, is critical to its function. I couldn't agree more. I love that. Courts have an obligation to ensure that legal proceedings appear fair to all who observe them. Amen. Give me an amen in the comments. Our system of law has always endeavored to prevent even the probability of unfairness. Well, we've got an abundance of that with Cash Money G. To perform its highest function in the best way, justice must satisfy the appearance of justice. Estes v. State of Texas, 1965. I like that. To perform its high function in the best way, justice must satisfy the appearance of justice. I love that. I love the way Sadow creates his rhetorical purpose as an author. You know, I talk a lot of times because I taught the principles of rhetoric at the university. I talk a lot about the principles of rhetoric. They go back to over 2,000 years. Aristotle, audience, purpose, message, ethos, pathos, logos. The way that he constructs his message using ethos and drawing from actual case law is amazing. It's really effective. When the public perception of the integrity of the criminal justice system is at stake, no prejudice to defendants needs to be shown. Young v. United States, 1987. Nowhere are these interests more important or on display than in high-profile cases like this one that has captured the attention of the nation. Crucial to the public's confidence is the prosecutors remain and appear. Listen to this, you guys. Crucial to the public's confidence is that prosecutors remain and appear to be disinterested and impartial. See Berger, 295 U.S. at 88. The prosecutor is a sovereignty whose obligation, this is so good, so effective, so impactful, so full of courage and balls, what we need in this country. A sovereignty whose obligation to govern impartially is as compelling as its obligation to govern at all, and whose interest, therefore, in a criminal prosecution is not that it shall win a case, but that justice shall be done. How many of you guys actually think Cash Money G. Willis is interested in justice? I can't even say it. I can't even say it without laughing. Holy macadamia nut. Yeah, Cash Money G cares about justice. You remember what she said in that interview? What did she say in that interview? I'm here for the people. Oh, yeah, sure you are. Is that why you went to Jamaica, Aruba? Ooh, I want to take it to Bahamas. Incarceration, jail, and prison. I can't even say that. But, you know, all kidding aside, just really quickly, all kidding aside, remember how Sadow mentioned this during the disqualification hearing. Prosecutors are held to a higher standard. Not only should there be an appearance, not only should there be disinterestedness, equivocality, neutrality, objectivity, integrity, ethics, but prosecutors are held to a higher standard. They are the bar. They're the yardstick that everything else is measured by. How effective a yardstick is Cash Money G. Willis? Excuse me? Hello. Holy mackerel. She sets the bar lower than you can even imagine. There is no way in a million years anybody could convince me that Cash Money G. Willis, the prosecutor's objective, the prosecutor's credo, it sounds almost biblical or maybe even comic booky in a sense, should always be the pursuit of the truth in the name of justice. She wants to win. There's no sense. If you saw the way she stormed in the courtroom, if you saw the way she's carried herself, her demeanor, her decorum, her unprofessionality, The fact that she said in an interview, which I did an entire video on, where she said, I don't have anything to be you don't have anything to be embarrassed by? Are you out of your mind, Cash Money G? Did you see what the rest of America, what the whole world saw? You have nothing to be embarrassed of? You should have nothing but embarrassment and shame. You should be riddled with shame. Who are you joking? Who are you kidding? You think the American people are stupid? You think your constituents, you think the people of Fulton County are stupid? It's asinine. It's insanity. Complete insanity. Okay, let's get through this, and then I'm going to do a live Q&A with members only. And I'm gonna do shout outs first. All super chats, all new members, shout outs, and then we're gonna do a members only live Q&A. Stick around, y'all. Oh, also, I need to tell you what all this means too, and what's gonna happen next. I'm getting ahead of myself. It's Friday night, y'all. God blessed. God blessed on Good Friday. The prosecutor has more control over life, liberty, and reputation than any other person in America. Robert H. Jackson, Attorney General of the U.S., the federal prosecutor, addressed to the second annual conference of United States Attorneys, April 1st, 1940. I'm going to read that one more time. I love that. The prosecutor has more control over life, liberty, and reputation. I love that. Than any other person in America. You know, Fani Cash Money G. Willis also said, she said, I don't believe that my reputation needs repairing. If you missed that video, go check it out on my channel or on my Rumble or YouTube. I went through the entire interview that she did recently. Maybe one of my mods can share a link to it in the comments. It harkens back to a quote that I've always loved by Warren Buffett. It takes a lifetime. Listen to this, Nez Nation. It takes a lifetime to build your reputation, and it only takes a second to lose it. Cash Money G. Willis, you may have had, and I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. I know I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt and just say that she had an immaculate reputation prior to this career-changing case that landed in her lap. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt, okay? Let's say her reputation was impeccable before the trial, okay? Cash Money G. Willis, guess what? No matter how amazing or immaculate your reputation was prior to you getting this case, the way that you acted in court, the way that you defiled the mantle of justice, the way that you defamed and rotted and completely obliterated any reputation that the Fulton County District Attorney's Office has, that's something that should cause major embarrassment and shame and needs it's in disrepair. Your house is in major disrepair, madam. And you should do the right thing, not only for the witnesses and the defendants who deserve impartiality, but you should do this for your people. You should do this for your constituents. You should do this because it's the right thing to do. And do you think she's ever going to do that? Let me know in the comments if you think she's gonna bow down. It's not even bow down. It's not bow down. Do the right thing. I apologize. Let me repair that statement. You should do the right thing, Fani. You should do the right thing. And the right thing is to recuse yourself, disqualify yourself. Let somebody else take this up. I guarantee you this will speed it up if that's your intent. If your intent is to speed it up, that would probably be the best way to do it. Okay, I apologize. Here we go. I love that statement by Robert Jackson. I'm not going to read, obviously, the whole thing. We're on page 15. To avoid structural error, that would invalidate and require a repeat of the upcoming trials to establish needed precedent in the area of disqualifying forensic misconduct and to protect and maintain the public's confidence in the integrity of the criminal justice system. This court should grant the application. Yeah, baby. Yeah. That's it. That's all I'm going to. So that's the entire. Oh, I love this guy. So good. So good. Okay, now what does this mean? What does this mean? So the state actually has 10 days to respond to this. So you know we're going to get a response from Cash Money G and Company, right? How many people think we're going to get a response from Cash Money G that's going to be, oh, by the way, another thing too. When I went over the letter that she just responded to from Jim Jordan, talk about reputation. And she said, this is a political witch hunt. You're trying to derail justice. And you are acting. She pulled the race card. She pulled the DEI card. She pulled every card out of her bag of tricks. And she showed again. I mean, it's one thing to act a fool the way she did in court a month ago when she stormed in there. But then to have zero, I mean, not even a iota of, my God, maybe I should pull it down a notch. Where's the Obama-Clinton consortium? Where is the Obama-Clinton coalition? Where are they? Why aren't they not coming in and saying, yo, Cash Money G, chill out. You got to chill out. I get it. You blew your top. Happens to the best of us, but you got to chill out. There's none of that. I mean, she is just full-blown locomotive from hell. She is full-blown locomotive from hell. So she has 10 days to respond to this. She has 10 days to respond to this, and you know we're going to get a monster of a response, right? We're going to get a crazy response from Cash Money G. Judith and Dan Davis, I love this. Oh, yeah, you can say that again. Well, I can't say it live on air, but exactly what Judith and Dan Davis just said. Exactly. That's it. Now, the appellate judges, they're a panel of 3 judges, according to the Georgia State Court, basically procedural protocol. A panel of 3 judges are going to assess this interlocutory appeal. And what they're going to do is they're going to review this, and they have 45 days to respond to this. Now, if they agree to review this, if they agree that, yes, the lower court, aka McAfee, Pussycat McAfee, there's enough here, the odier of mendacity, there's enough here that we should review this. There is no chance, you ask any legal expert and they will tell you this, there is no chance this trial is going to happen before the election. And that is Fani Cash Money G's only intention. She doesn't care about justice. She doesn't care about ethics. She doesn't care about due process. She doesn't care about fair and impartiality. She doesn't care about propriety. I know that much. What she cares about, because I think she got the order from Kami Kamala, Obama-Clinton coalition, she is essentially, her only aim is to get this to trial, derail Trump, just like Letitia Big Shane James. Derail Trump, take all his campaign funds, derail Trump. The hush money case, which is like, this is what we're doing in 2024. We're talking about hush money for a prostitute. I mean, this is a joke. I'm not advocating for prostitution or anything like that, but I mean, what? It's all to derail him. That is the election interference, not this stuff that they're claiming. That's the election interference. They don't want him because he's winning and he's gonna win. They tried to take him off the ballot, right? How many states tried to take him off the ballot? California even tried to take him off the ballot. Thank God the Supreme Court denied that. They're trying to take 91 counts, the classified documents. We heard from I did an entire video on Robert Hur saying that everything I said in my document about Biden, about the classified documents, about his mental faculties. I mean, this is just adding up to, we want to derail him because they know there's no way that Biden can win legitimately. There's no way he can win legitimately. It's impossible because even independents, even disillusioned Democrats are like, we can't do this. I can't tell you how many emails I've gotten, how many comments I've seen, how many posts I've seen on X. People will say, I've been voting Democrat my entire life. I'm not voting Democrat this time. I'm voting for Trump. I'm sick and tired of going to the grocery store and I can't afford anything to feed my family. I'm sick and tired of my rent and my mortgage, interest rates, inflation. I'm sick and tired of this, border crisis. It's really a border calamity. It's not a crisis. It's a border catastrophe at this point. I'm sick and tired of this ideology, this DEI ideology of basing, going away from a meritocracy where the best person wins, the best idea wins. Now it's essentially excluding people based on skin tone, which is discrimination. I'm sick and tired of this pushing on our children, this puberty blockers and gender affirming care without understanding the long-term health consequences. What are we doing? I mean, disillusioned Democrats and independents are leaning towards Trump. They may not like his personality. Hell, there's some things that I think about Trump's personality that are abhorrent. Yeah, I think he should just shut the F up sometimes. I do think that. I think he should just shut up. Do I think he's presidential all the time? Of course not. But I love his policies. And it worked. We were prosperous for 4 years. We were prosperous. I know I was. Were you? Let me know in the comments. Her only motive, her only intention is to derail. That's it. She doesn't care about justice. Cash Money G does not care about justice. If they say we should review this, if the appellate court decides in favor of this appeal, it is going to open up a whole can of worms because Cash Money G Willis could not only get disqualified, not only get disbarred, but face even some serious charges, which she should. But more maybe to the point, I should say, I mean, not aside from that, I would say this is going to delay. And trust me, if this trial gets delayed past the election, they're going to dismiss all charges. Watch. Somebody bookmark this. Somebody bookmark this. I'm saying it right now for the record. They don't care about justice. So if not all of these cases, the hush money, the trial for all the other indictments, the classified, everything, the Georgia Fulton County case, if these get pushed past the election, I promise you, they're going to dismiss all of the charges because the only point, they're not after justice. They're not after the truth. They only want to derail this guy, period. That's it. So 45 days. And by the way, if you want to read the entire, if you would like to read the entire appeal, I left a link in the actual description and in the show notes as well. So if you're interested in that, you can check out the whole entire appeal. Now, 45 days to respond. 10 days for the state to respond to that. So they could respond in their own motion, their own response to this appeal, which Cash Money G's working on probably right now. You're welcome, Teresa. And I really appreciate you. Thank you, Teresa. You're absolutely welcome. I just want to say I want to cry right now because your guys' support, this is the greatest community on planet Earth. You guys are absolutely fantastic. I say this and I'm not looking for sympathy, but yeah, these videos, these live streams, all the quantitative research I do, this stuff ain't easy. Editing, producing, lighting, script writing, everything. It's just not easy. It's very, very difficult. It's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And I've done a lot of things. All of your support is allowing me to be able to convey the things that mainstream media won't. All of your support is helping me to keep going. So God bless you guys. I love you guys more than you'll ever know. I love you guys more than you ever know. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me give some shout outs to some awesome super chats and awesome super stickers and new members. And then I'm going to do a 15-minute, maybe half an hour. I don't know how long. I'm going to do a live Q&A with members only at the end here. So consider becoming a member if you're not already. I want to give a big shout out to Dog Boy. Probably the greatest profile picture in YouTube history. Where Charlie Brown and Lucy is the Dems promising not to move the football again when we kick it, but Democrats are Wile E. Coyote and Don is the Roadrunner. Thank you, Dog Boy, for the $5. Dogboy again with a $2 super chat. The DOJ will only bury evidence of Dems corruption. Yeah, that's a good point. It really is a great point. I don't see that that happening. Look at this. Welcome, Linda. It is so awesome to have you as a brand new member of the channel. We appreciate you. Welcome. You're going to get exclusive perks, exclusive content, special badges next to your name, shout outs in live streams, all the cool stuff that comes with being a new member. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Welcome to Nez Nation. This is the greatest community on planet Earth. Love ya. Kathy Hall, thank you so much for the $2.99 super sticker. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. Thank you for your support. Blue Rose, it's good to see you. This is why they say man plans, God laughs. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. Thank you so much for the $9.99 super chat. I appreciate you, Blue Rose. You rock. Dominique, thank you so much. Dominique Johnson for the $9.99 super chat. You have to tie half your brain behind your back just to make it fair. You're absolutely right. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Everybody, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome thank you so much, by the way, Dominique, for that. Let's welcome Stephanie. It is awesome to have you, Stephanie, be a member of the Nez Nation. This is the greatest community on planet Earth. We're going to get our country back. It's all about getting our country back. That's what we're all about here. You know, I've said this many times. I was comfortable. I had my businesses I was running. I led a pretty quiet, easy life. Blessed with beautiful kids, blessed with a beautiful wife, blessed with the ability to support them. A lot of people thought what I was doing was insane. A lot of friends, a lot of family, there was some serious severing of ties, severing of friendships. I'm just sick of it. Enough is enough. I can't take it. I love my country too much, and I don't care what happens. I don't care who. I mean, of course, it hurts as a human being, but I feel that this is my calling. I feel God has given me purpose, and this is the best purpose I've ever felt. I feel inflamed with raw, real, authentic purpose from above. And so I'm never going to stop as long as I'm able to, as long as I'm blessed to do so, and as long as you guys are here, I'm not going to stop. So I appreciate you, Stephanie. Thank you so much. Let's give a warm welcome to Life with No Training Wheels. Welcome, Life with No Training Wheels, being a brand new member of the channel. It is so awesome to have you here. Appreciate you. Welcome. You get a special badge, special perks, exclusive content, shout outs and live streams, first priority in comments and videos, first priority in responses. Great to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Janet Hunter, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. The devil went down to Georgia with Fani, looking for souls to steal. You better believe it. Thank you, Janet Hunter. I really appreciate you. Denise Gernot, new perfume. I love it. New perfume is Oh Dear. It's the Oh Dear of mendacity. Thank you so much. I love the picture of your dog. That's adorable. I love dogs. I think dogs are God's grace. I love my kids. Don't get me wrong, but my dog has a special place in my heart. Thank you so much, Denise. And I love the picture of your pooch there. Thank you for the $1.99 super chat, super sticker. I really appreciate that. Looper Industries, holy macadamia nut. So great to have you with us, Looper Industries. Welcome. Congratulations on being a new member. Special badges, special privileges, special perks, exclusive content, responses in the comments, and you're supporting the truth. You're supporting America. That's what you're doing. Welcome, Looper Industries. Holy macadamia nut, look who's here. My goodness gracious. YT disappears my comments. Tell me about it. It's so great to have you here. Welcome. Thank you for becoming a new member and joining the greatest community on planet Earth, Nez Nation. It's great to have you here. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Welcome aboard. Special privileges, exclusive content, perks, badges, shout outs, and live streams. And you get top priority in response to comments. So thank you so much. Nancy Buchanan, holy macadamia nut. I'm sorry. I apologize. Mary Buchanan. I apologize. Mary, welcome to the Nez Nation community. It's great to have you here. I hope you are doing fantastic this blessed Friday. Welcome to Nez Nation, the greatest community on planet Earth after the truth, trying to get our country back. Mary, it's so awesome to have you. Thank you for being here. Look at this, Teresa in the house. Teresa, welcome, welcome, welcome. Congratulations on being a member of Nez Nation, the greatest online community on planet Earth. You get special privileges, exclusive content, a badge next to your name, top priority in comments, responses. It's so awesome to have you. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Welcome, welcome. It's so awesome to get so many new members. Lover of Green with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Why are some people still in the Fauci cult? It's 2024 and some lunatics can't drop the face napkins. The coof is practically over for 99% of society. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Yeah, it's so funny you say that because I was at Costco the other day and I was kind of surprised to see a lot of people wearing masks. And then I went for a walk with my dog. I don't know what's going on. A lot of that stuff I just really don't pay attention to, a lot of the fear mongering stuff. And so I'm not even sure where they're getting that. Is there like a new fear mongering campaign? Last I heard that Fauci actually admitted to Congress that he made mistakes during the pandemic, that he made errors, that the actual virus, the Ronavirus, I can't say it because they'll just delete it, actually did originate in a Wuhan Chinese lab, and there was gain of function research. So credit to Rand Paul. I think Rand Paul had a lot to do with that. Thank you, Lover of Green. I appreciate you. California Human, holy macadamia nut. Wow. Wow. Gifted 5 memberships. You are awesome. Holy macadamia nut. California Human, I really, really appreciate you. God bless you. That looks like a beautiful picture of your kid. Is that your kid there in your profile photo? I love family people. I love people who are all about family in this country. A lot of amazing, majority of Americans are all about family. Welcome, Cal Human, and thank you so much for gifting 5 Professor Nez memberships. You're amazing. Thank you so much. God bless you and your family. It's great to see you. Welcome, Judith and Dan Davis. Yeah, welcome. So awesome to have you with us, Judith and Dan Davis. Fantastic. Thank you. Welcome to the greatest community on planet Earth, trying to retain and regain our country. Because, I bring you all the stuff that mainstream media, that network television, cable won't share. They won't share this stuff. 99% of the stuff that I talk about, they don't talk about. And so I really, really appreciate it. I do all my own qualitative and quantitative research with my wife. We're like a mom and pop shop. And so we have all the experience. We have, a ton of the background for this, and it's just amazing. Thank you so much, and welcome to the greatest community on planet Earth. It's so nice to have you, Judith and Dan Davis. Welcome. Tammy Robinson, thank you so much for the $6.99 super chat. Tammy Robinson says, thank you, Professor Nez. What are your thoughts on the Baltimore Bridge? This is a good one. I did a video on this. Laura Logan says her inside sources say it was a cyber attack. So I don't know if it was a cyber attack. I don't know if it was a terrorist attack, but I also don't know if it wasn't any of those things. I do know, and I've done a lot of digging, I do know there are some strange ironies, paradoxes, and coincidences that don't necessarily add up. I do know that Buttigieg, whatever his name is, I know that Buttigieg is, probably the worst transportation secretary we've ever had. I know the NTSB. I mean, think about this, you guys. Planes are falling out of the sky. Planes are falling apart. The 738 MAX, Boeing, the CEO just basically resigned. What was that all about? He just resigned. I'm done. Later. See you later. He's out of here. We have strange, spooky explosions, East Palestine, derailments of trains. What is going on? I mean, roads are falling apart, bridges are falling apart. What is happening here? Is this the America that is the spotlight, the lighthouse to the rest of the world that Obama said back in 2011, 2010? Is this the America that Reagan said is the greatest power on earth? Is this the America that we all grew up to love, adore, and I mean, it's just very bizarre that, and there's also no question. There's also no question. I mean, very little question that it's actually based on fact. There's no question at all that our power grid is not backed up properly. And that if we were to get God forbid, praying God, I pray for America every day. Especially now, I truly believe with Tombstone Biden and Kami Kamala, America's on life support. We're on life support right now. I mean, we are at the point of cracking. We could collapse. That's why I'm doing this. That's why this channel exists. I mean, this is the most consequential year of our republic since 1861. I love my country. I hate seeing what's happening to my country. It drives me bonkers. This country has afforded me so many opportunities. When you work hard and you contribute to society and you give back to your community and you actually, envelop the values and principles that founded this country, you can achieve anything. There's no other country on planet Earth like this. There's no other country in the history of mankind like the United States of America. It's the greatest story. It's the greatest narrative. It's the greatest promised land. You don't see people pouring into Sudan. You don't see people pouring into Russia. You don't see people pouring into South America. No, they're pouring into the United States because this is the best country that's ever existed and ever will exist. And we need to fight for our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren. I want to see this country flourish again. We're on life support, just like Tombstone Biden. Somebody needs to tap Tombstone Biden on the shoulder and say, hey, Joe, you forgot to die. You're supposed to die probably 10 years ago. You just forgot. I mean, he's a walking carcass. What's that guy's name? Michael Rappaport calls him Cadaver. Cadaver. I love that. Cadaver Biden. So Tammy, nothing is for certain, but I do know that we're in trouble and things need to change. Calvin, and thank you so much, Tammy, for being here. Calvin Richard for the $5 super sticker. Thank you so much. Look who's here. Look who's here. Holy macadamia nut. I hope I'm saying this right. Gervanderlocht. Welcome for being a member. Thank you for your support. I hope I'm saying that right. If you have a nickname or something like that, by all means, let me know. Happy Easter. If you have a nickname, let me know. I probably butchered that, and I apologize. I hope I didn't, but I probably did. Grace, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. You're right. America first, number one. There's only one national anthem. One. Yes, children should cite and recite the Pledge of Allegiance in every school in America. Middle school, kindergarten, high school, college, I don't care. We're not taking the national anthem away from ball games. You take a knee, you get a fine. You take a knee, dishonor those who fought and died for your freedom to earn millions on the football field. I think a fine is mild. You should be imprisoned. You should be given a heftier fine than that. Thank you so much, Grace. I love that channel name, Grace Michelle 2 a.m. I cannot agree more. I couldn't agree more. Dion Lucas, holy macadamia nut. Welcome, Dion, to the greatest community on planet Earth. It's so awesome to see you. It's so awesome to have you here. God bless you, and welcome to the greatest community online on planet Earth that's getting our country back. You get special privileges, exclusive content, special badge next to your name in live streams, shout outs, first priority to comments. Welcome, Dion Lucas. It's so nice to have you with us. Thank you so much. Welcome. Puppet Gate, it's good to see you. Hi, Nez. Happy Good Friday. I made a Fani rap song. Oh, cool. Awesome. I'm going to check it out. Is it on your channel? I'm going to check that out. Jack Weiser, thank you so much for the $5 super sticker. That's a very wise choice, Jack. Great to see you. Thank you so much. The Palmetto Travelers, holy macadamia nut. So awesome to have you here, the Palmetto Travelers. Thank you so much for becoming members of the greatest community on planet Earth. It's so awesome to see you. I remember you. I love you. Thank you and welcome. It's great to have you with us. Spider-Man with the $2 super sticker. Hey, Nez, I'm here to help. Do you trust the polls? Not all of them. I tend to think, well, especially after what happened in 2016, but, I will say this. I don't think I've ever in the history of my life, in the history of being alive, have I ever gone to bed during an election where one candidate was ahead in all of the swing states by a pretty decent margin to only wake up and find out that they lost every single state that they were ahead in. And that's what happened in 2020. I've never seen that before. So do I trust polls? Not really. I trust results. That's what I trust. Rosalinda, or is it Rosalinda? Holy macadamia nuts. It is so great to have you with us, Rosalinda. Thank you so much for becoming a new member of the greatest community to get our country back in 2024. Thank you so much. Welcome. You get special privileges, special badges next to your name, exclusive content, exclusive live streams. You're also going to get not only that, but you're going to be a part of this live Q&A coming up very, very soon, which we're going to get into right now. After Jan Cott, welcome, Rosalinda, gave us a $5 super sticker. Jan Cott, it's so great to see you. It's so great to have you. Okay, just a quick recap, and then I'm going to do a members-only live Q&A. If you're a member, stick around. Just a quick recap. So Sadow and company respond to Judge McAfee's lack thereof when he adjourned court hearing the appeals and hearing arguments and evidence for the appeals of his decision to disqualify Fani Willis, where he basically just said it's either Wade or Willis. Of course, Wade resigned immediately, and Fani Cash Money G said, okay, I'll take the mantle, right? And then there was the appeal process, and then there was the odor of mendacity, and then there was appeal after appeal after appeal, and then the new trial hearing, a new court hearing, and that happened very recently. We went live, right? A new court hearing. McAfee heard both sides. We heard from the millennial Gen Z tight suit and Paul Bunyan Jr., who represented the state, and DeSantis was there too. And then not Ron DeSantis, the other Jeff DeSantis, who's related to Washington, but a lot of people think he's a plant. I don't know. And then Sadow, and then quite nebulously, or maybe even superfluously, or even maybe I should say stupefyingly, it's a lot of adjectives there, McAfee just kind of abruptly said, okay, we're adjourned. Didn't say I'm gonna rule on this evidence. Didn't say I'm gonna marinate on this. It didn't say anything. He just said, okay, we're done. We're adjourned. I think that Sadow felt, well, this guy's not going to do anything. And so that's why, he, Sadow filed this interlocutory appeal with 8 other defendants. Thank you so much, Lori. I appreciate you for the $9.99. Love the channel and your insights from Louisiana. It's so great to have you here. God bless you, Lori. Thank you so much. I love it in Louisiana. I love the South. It's so great to have you here. Thank you so much. I appreciate you Stick around because we got a lot more cooking. And you know, your boy Nez is going to bring it to you first before anybody, especially mainstream media. Thank you, Lori. Love you. Welcome. I hope you're having a wonderful Easter weekend, Easter holiday, and a wonderful, wonderful Friday night. And I think that's why this interlocutory appeal, which essentially is a straight up appeal to the higher appellate courts, I have the document in the description, in the show notes, if you're listening to this on the podcast. By the way, we do have a podcast on Apple and Spotify. Just search Professor Nez, Nez Nation Live. Follow our podcast. I listen to my podcast on Spotify. And he asks directly to the appellate court. He asks directly to the appellate court and says, you need to get this, you need to hear this. It is now going to be decided in 45 days or less. And you know who's going to bring it to you first? Your boy Nez. A panel of 3 judges are going to decide whether or not to hear this case. If they decide to hear this case, it changes everything. If they agree with the original lower court, aka Pussycat McAfee, then it goes back to this trial could actually happen before the election. If the judges say we will accept this and review it, there's no, I mean, every 99.99% of legal experts will say there's no way this is going to happen before the election. And I promise you now, Nez Nation, mark my words, because they don't care about justice. If this does not happen, this trial, any of the trials, Letitia Big Shame James, the documents case, the hush money case, all this, if none of this happens, and by the way, this case could impact all of them. If it doesn't happen before the election, everything's going to get dismissed. Because no matter who wins in 2025 or in this election, 2024, they get sworn in 2025, of course. Nothing's going to happen. I promise you, they're going to dismiss all charges. So we have a couple new members really quickly. So that's kind of the wrap up. That is the wrap up, and that's the summation of everything. So I really love you guys. I hope you guys will, if you're just joining us, check out the replay. I'm going to change this to members only now, and I'll do slow mode of 30 seconds. And so members only, consider becoming a member. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a live Q&A with members, and I'll also give shout outs to the new members. Everybody else, I love you. Be happy to stick around. Consider becoming a member. Thank you, CR, for becoming a member. That is awesome. Welcome, CR. Also, Sean 963 Welcome. It's so great to have you. Okay, so let's see. So we have members only mode on now. And let's see. Let me know if it's actually working. So if anybody who is a member has any questions at all, I'm now turn this into a members only chat and live Q&A. If you have any questions, members, please let me know, and I am happy to answer any questions. Another thing too, I just want to say, if you happen to miss this, what I said earlier, okay? So if you happen to miss what I said earlier that I'm going to be doing exclusive giveaways. I'm going to be doing exclusive live giveaways to members, on top of giveaways to our subscribers too, because I love all of you guys. But I want to do something special for members. So I'm going to do probably Amazon gift cards for our subscribers, and then members, I'm going to do Amazon gift cards plus cash giveaways. So another reason to maybe become a member, and other perks and benefits. I've got so many things cooking in this noggin for y'all, cooking in this brain for you members. And so I'm really, really excited to bring that to you. Anybody have any questions, any members? Let me give some shout outs to some of our members. Tammy Robinson is here. Mike Schreiber, the captain. Hey, Mike, I just want to say I really appreciate you. Thank you for all the hard work. Steve Clark is here. Hey, thank you, Mike. I love you back. You're doing such a phenomenal job. Everybody give a big clap for Mike. Mike's sort of our cap. I call him Cap. He's our captain because Mike has, Mike has just been there from day one, and he's also done a lot of things behind the scenes to help the channel. So I really appreciate you, Mike. Palmetto Travelers are here and has a question. Okay, so we have a question here. Melissa, I'm going to get to your question too. Ask it again in just a second. Let me go with Palmetto. Palmetto Traveler says, hey, Professor, what's your opinion on the submission to the SCOTUS, Supreme Court of the United States, with them saying that Jack Smith is only an employee and does not have any authority to prosecute any case? Yeah, so is this something that happened recently? I have not done enough research on that to comment. I will say this. Scott Ross, welcome as a new member. I will say this, that the whole Jack Smith pursuit and Merrick Garland, and to me, it seems abundantly clear that this is a weaponization of the DOJ. There is a double standard here. How can somebody, thank you, Palmetto Travelers. Welcome, Scott Ross. Everybody give a big, huge welcome to Scott Ross. Welcome to the best community on planet Earth. Palmetto Travelers, I want to get back to you really quickly. How can you, here's what I don't understand. Thank you, M. Marie, for the $2.99 super sticker. You rock. Thank you, M. Marie. I love that little emoji. How can you have a president who's incontinent, who was deemed too old to face trial, with a poor memory, essentially just saying he's too incontinent. He's just too incontinent. And he doesn't have the cognitive skills to be tried. How in the world can you be president? That doesn't make any sense. And why are you not going after him? Why are you not going after Biden when he had classified documents and he actually, speaking to his, I was going to say interpreter, the ghostwriter, when he actually told his ghostwriter, Robert Hur, right before the committee, the Judiciary Committee, Robert Hur said that he shared classified information with his ghostwriter. He got paid $8 million. Jim Jordan pointed this out. He got paid $8 million for who's going to buy a book from Joe? Who the hell is going to read a book by Joe Biden? $8 million? Oh, God, is he a lucky bastard? I would rather buy a bucket of manure than a book by Joseph Tombstone Biden. Are you joking me right now? This guy got paid $8 million. So I just think there's a double standard. And I think that everything that Jack Smith is doing, everything that Letitia Big Shame James is doing, the entire Department of Justice, I think SCOTUS did a great job. I think the Supreme Court has done a pretty good job so far of actually caring about the truth. I mean, you had a unanimous decision, 9-0. You had a unanimous decision, on many important topics and important subjects. And I just don't understand, I don't understand the double standard. How can this guy be president if he's too incontinent to be tried for? Why does he have the control of I mean, everybody was worried about Trump. Oh, you don't want Trump to have access to the button, to the nuclear codes. This guy can't even be tried because he's incontinent. And this guy has his finger on the button. You're not more worried about that? Makes no sense. Metal Seer in the house. Good to see you. Sorry I'm late. Keep rocking in the Nez world. I know it was a live. You don't worry about being late. Don't apologize. Don't worry about anything. Melissa Fountain, I have your question here. I'm going to answer it in just a second. Don't worry about being late. This was live breaking news. I mean, Sadow literally filed this appeal hours ago. I mean, this is why your boy Nez is the best in the business, because I bring it to you hot. I bring it to you hot right when it happens. Melissa Fountain. So I don't know if that answers your question, Palmetto's Travelers. I hope it does, but probably not. I just think that I'm surprised by both, bipartisan on both sides of the aisle. I'm surprised that more and more people are not bringing this up. Why isn't anybody saying this? If he's too incontinent to be tried, What the hell is he doing running the largest economy, the leader of the free world, the biggest nation, the most number one superpower on planet Earth? Are you joking me right now? How does that make any sense? Melissa Fountain says, barring the worst of crises, do you doubt that DJT will win the presidency? You know, I'm a big believer in not jinxing. I'm a big believer in being jinxed. I'm a big believer in erring on the side of caution. I'm a big believer of skepticism, especially when it comes to our government and their processes and systems. I'm not going to hold my breath. Everything seems to be pointing towards a massive Biden loss. What I've been hearing through the airways, byways, and highways of disillusioned Democrats, independent voters who are still kind of on the fence. I'm a centrist. I probably have more values and principles that lean right than left. I mean, there is no left anymore. It's become left of Lenin. They're unrecognizable. But I was always more of a centrist. I mean, I always, I always felt that. Practicality was my number one kind of barometer for judging any policy issues. It just, does it make sense? Is it going to help? Look, I believe in secure borders. I believe that DEI is a euphemism for discrimination. I believe in a meritocracy. I don't believe that we should be injecting our kids with gender affirming puberty blockers without knowing the long-term health consequences. I don't believe that we should be spending tons of money and sending it to foreign proxy wars. We've got people at home who are suffering and can barely buy groceries. Does that make me a right-wing extremist? I mean, you tell me in the comments. Does that make me a some kind of right-wing nut? I think that makes me practical. I think that is congruent with American principles and values. Call me crazy. That's just what I think. So I hope that answers your question, Melissa Fountain, but it probably doesn't. If you're just joining us, this is a live Q&A with members only. Live Q&A with members only for about another 10 minutes here. I got to get back to the family. I love you guys so much. If you're just joining us and you're wondering, well, what happened with Sadow? What's this new thing that he dropped? Check out the replay. The replay will be posted momentarily. Any other questions for your boy Nez? It's so awesome to see you. Thank you so much, Rosalinda. Makes you American. Yes. Hard question, Mike. Super hard. What's Mike's super hard question? Mike, did you have a question? I apologize if I missed it. Chat is on fire. Teresa, yeah, cool. Teresa, I don't even know if I knew that yet. Huge one on Georgia election integrity bills went through today, waiting on Kemp to sign. Awesome. Yeah, Kemp's been kind of coming through, especially his bill on oversight of district attorneys, which is basically the Fannie Cash Money G bill. I mean, there's no other way of putting it. Yeah, I agree too. Isla B, welcome. Everybody give her a huge. So nice to have you with us, Isla B. Welcome to the greatest community on planet Earth. It's so awesome to have you here. Special perks, special content, exclusive live Q&As, exclusive live streams, badges next to your name, and you're part of the greatest truth consortium of regaining our country on planet Earth. Welcome, Isla. I hope I'm saying that right. Welcome. How do we win America back? This is how we win it, Mike. What we're doing right now. This is a great question. How do we win I'm sorry, American Girl. Ask again. I'll definitely get to your question. Don't ask it right now because I'm going to answer Mike's question. This is how we win America back. Watching and supporting the truth. Channels like myself, independent media organizations that are not beholden to super PACs, lobbyists, special interests, party affiliates, party loyalty. I love my country. I want to see America return to what it once was. I love the values, principles, and the founding documents. I love the Constitution. I love the narrative. I love all the opportunities that you can find here that you can't find anywhere else. This is the greatest country on planet Earth. We need a renewed pride in our country. Tombstone Biden and Kami Kamala are throwing this country in the toilet. We're on life support. How we win America back is not through violence. It's not through fighting. It's through raising awareness and talking about the things that the narrative that defies the narrative that fake news mainstream media will never talk. It's really state media. It's state media that supports DEI. It supports gender affirming care. It supports a terrible border catastrophe, allowing immigrants to be accelerated into citizens who then vote for Democrats, who then turn and overturn elections. It's a banana republic what we have right now. Weaponizing the DOJ, going after political opponents. This is not America right now. You can't even go to these cities, New York, Seattle, Chicago, LA. There's homeless encampments everywhere. There's criminals that are just getting off that are being emboldened by policies that basically say, come here and commit a crime and we won't do anything about it. This is not America. So we need to raise awareness. The more we raise awareness, I promise you, this is the best way to win our country back. Supporting channels like mine. MMPH813, thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. American Girl, I want to get to your question. I apologize if I missed that. Have you seen Judge Joe Brown's take on the judge's decisions? It's very interesting. Yeah, I've heard a lot about them. Thank you so much. Yes, I have. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Oh, okay. American Girl. Is this your question? I'm hoping it is. Some say, yeah, actually, this is a good kind of precedent to set here. If you do have a question, put either a capital question before your question, like right question, or do what America Girl did, putting these red emoji question marks in front so I can kind of decipher if you actually have a question or you're commenting. I would love to hear from you. So American Girl says, some say we won't even make it to an election. We know who the clear winner is, so they won't care if they flip the game board and throw a tantrum. Your thoughts? Will we make it? I mean, that's a great question, American Girl. Everything that they're throwing in front of this guy, the fact that they actually tried to take him off the ballot, the fact that they actually think the American people don't know better, that they know better what's in our best interest than we do for ourselves. You know, the left of Lenin party claims democracy is on the ballot. That's their big claim. Democracy is on the ballot. How do you call that democracy when you're trying to eliminate anybody who opposes you? Because that's what you're literally doing. You're trying to eliminate your political opponent. That's what banana republics do. I can't remember if it was Tucker, American Girl, or somebody else who said, I can't remember who it was, who said, I think their next attempt will be to assassinate him. God forbid. I think it might have been Tucker who alluded to something like that. But I wouldn't put it past them. I mean, they're trying everything. They're throwing everything in the kitchen sink. How do you go from having literally an unblemished record for 50 years to 91 indictments because right when you start running for campaigning for president? How does that make any sense at all? Where does that happen? How does that even happen? How does that? I mean, it makes no sense at all. How do you have an unblemished record for 50 plus years to 91 counts? That just doesn't make any sense. It absolutely makes no sense at all. So it's a really brilliant question. I really appreciate that question, American Girl. What I am, what I feel encouraged by, what fuels my hope that we won't even make it to an election, or we will make it to election. What fuels my hope that we will make it to an election is the fact that the more they go after him, His approval rating and his ratings at the polls, or the quote-unquote so-called polls or alleged polls, it seems to be increasing. They're not going to stop him. If anything, they're just helping him. The more they go after him, they're helping him. So bring it on. Bring it on, totalitarian state and fascist state media. Bring it on, because it's just helping him. I don't know if that answers your question. I hope it does. I don't know if it does, though. Thank you, American Girl. That's a great question. Will Crump, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. How much more evidence is needed to... That's exactly right. I mean, short of actual video footage of her stealing and conniving and but we even have audio. Remember, there was audio evidence of her assistant that I did a video on. There was audio evidence of her, acting suspicious and acting strange and alluding to an affair where she lied. I mean, literally, Will, it's a brilliant question. How much more evidence is needed? Aside from like an actual video of her confessing to these things, there's ample evidence that she should be disqualified. There's ample evidence that she should be disbarred. Not just disqualified. Remember, she lied under oath. She committed perjury. There is ample evidence that shows, without a shadow of hyperbole or doubt, that she lied about the initiation of her relationship with Nathan Wood. There's Cellhawk data, cell phone data analysis. This is the gold standard in law enforcement. Over 20,000 text messages, something like 10,000 voicemails. The heat map of the Cellhawk data. The meeting with Kamala Harris and the mayor of Atlanta. What was that all about? Why was she lied about that? She said she never had a meeting at the White House. She lied about that. There's actual documentation. There are hours cited documentation that she had a meeting at the White House. I mean, I don't know how much more evidence is needed. What we really need is we need judges to do their job. That's why I call him Pussycat McAfee. There's your answer right there, Will. That's why I'm hoping with Sadow's latest appeal, this interlocutory appeal with the 8 other defendants, basically going straight to, it's the first appeal that has been filed straight to the appellate courts, the higher courts. Remember, the certificate of review was filed to McAfee. This is the first appeal that goes over the head of McAfee and goes straight to the appellate courts. I am hoping that these judges, this panel of 3 judges, shares the practical and pragmatism and logic that you and I share. I really am hoping. But God knows the way this is going. Thank you so much, Thrifty Flipper, for the $1.99 super sticker. I really appreciate that. I love the name of your channel. Okay, another couple of questions, and then I do have to go. Let's see here. Steve Clark, why do MAR catastrophes happen just before an election? Are you saying more catastrophes, or what's a MAR catastrophe? Am I getting that wrong? Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. Why? Because probably they want to stop him because they're afraid. They're afraid. They're definitely afraid at the prospect, because it's more than a prospect. It's becoming an actuality. Even NBC, CBS, and ABC, all their national polls show that Trump is ahead by 5-10 points nationally. They're unhappy. His approval rating, Tombstone Biden's approval rating, is the lowest it's been for any president in decades, if not longer. Okay, maybe one last question. One last question here. Who has a last question? Thank you so much. You guys are so awesome. I love you guys so much. You guys just fuel me on and on and on. I'm so proud of our Nez Nation community. I'm so proud of our movement. We're galvanized. I just absolutely love it. You guys just rock my world. Absolutely. Oh, Bill Maher. Oh, Bill Maher. Is that what you meant? Was Bill Maher? Can you maybe clarify your question? I would appreciate that if that's okay. Exactly, Teresa. Teresa says, I think if a Fani had a video shouting, I stole the money, they'd have a 4-week court trial appealing it, of course. Jenny Jen says, Tombstone is going down. Yes. Yes, Captain Mike, Tombstone is tanking in the polls, and it's just going to get worse for him because did you guys see him, Clinton, and Obama went to a fundraiser during the funeral of that poor 31-year-old New York Police Department officer, Jonathan Diller, who was shot in cold blood serving New York. 9-month-old baby at home. It broke my heart. And who attended the funeral? And who didn't? Who attended the funeral and who didn't? Well, I'll tell you who didn't. Who didn't attend the funeral was Clinton, Obama, and the President of the United States currently, Tombstone Biden. What did they do? They went to a fundraiser with Stephen Colbert and raised millions of dollars for a useless campaign, wasted money, because they're afraid. They know Trump's going to win. They're afraid. Thank you, M. Marie. I placed all my worries and fears into the hands of the Lord. I know the truth will prevail. Yeah, God is in control. Absolutely. Thank you so much. I saw an awesome comment. Thank you so much, Melissa. I really appreciate you. God bless you, girl. I really appreciate you. You're the best. First place that I go for news and the safest chat. Thank you. Yeah, we have some amazing mods. Koi Girl, there you are with the $4.99 super sticker. Thank you. Beautiful. The kissing fishies. I love it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, it was very sad. It was extremely sad. Really appreciate that. Yeah, they did dishonor him, Captain Mike. Yep, they absolutely do. Thank you, Patty. I really appreciate you. Thank you, Jenny Jen. Really appreciate you. Yeah, this is actually our first members-only live stream. So at least this portion of it. And so I'm going to do more of these. I'm going to do giveaways too. We're going to have a wheel of names, and we're going to do a random drawing. We're going to have fun stuff because it's fun pursuing the truth. It's fun. It doesn't have to be so serious to try to regain our country. Of course, there's topics that demand severity and the gravity of the situation. But I do believe in enthusiasm. I believe in joy. I believe America is about joy. It's about happiness, the pursuit of happiness, for the love of God. Metal Seer says, pray for Trump's safety. Left will do anything. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Thank you so much. You're right. You're absolutely right. Palmetto Travelers, I couldn't say that better myself. God bless all our, I mean, this whole anti-police thing just drives me absolutely crazy. Yes. Can you imagine the party if Pitbull wins? It's going to happen, baby. Stay tuned. Okay, guys, I just want to say I love you guys so much. What an absolute treat. You guys are the absolute best. Stay tuned. We got so much more coming for y'all. So many more. Remember, we're not just talking Cash Money G. Willis, even though I know we talk a lot about it, but we got all current events, top news, breaking news, live stories that affect all of us as Americans, that mainstream media won't share. They won't talk about the truth, the objective truth, so we can bridge the divide, not expand it. And so in the pinned comment is our free Nez Nation newsletter. As always, if you haven't subscribed, it's free. Just put your best email in there. Bada boom, you're in. Consider becoming a member if you haven't considered that. We got so much more planned for members. Also, I want to hear from you. Send me an email. What are some good ideas to celebrate members-only exclusive perks? If you have a good idea, email me, nez@professornez.com. If you say, hey, Nez, or just leave a comment, I'll respond in the comment, or just email me, nez@professornez.com, and I'll try to get, I know I get a lot of emails, a lot of it goes to spam, but I'll do my best to try to get to you, okay? Okay, Nez Nation, have a wonderful, blessed Friday. Have a wonderful Easter weekend. I mean, I might go live before Easter weekend if there's more breaking news. Hopefully there won't be, because I need to spend time with my family. I know you do too. I just want to say God bless all of you, Nez Nation. God bless your families. And may God bless America. I love you guys.